I met John Cena at Hot 97. I did an interview when Sway was at Hot 97. I did an interview at Hot 97, and I was the secret guest, and John Cena was the scheduled guest. And he was brought there because he raps, you know, and I think it was some kind of wrestling event going on. So he went to Hot 97, and they said, all right, you're gonna freestyle. And Sway said, but wait, before you freestyle, we got a surprise special judge. And then they brought me out. I seen him in the green room, but he didn't pay me no mind. So when he came into rock, when I came in the room, it was like, oh, whatever. And he freestyled, and they asked me to rate him on a scale of 1 to 10. And if I'm not mistaken, I said, I think he's about a 7, but if he work with me, he'll be a 10 when I get done. And then we shook hands, went into the other room. He asked, yo, let me get your number, Fox. He gave me his number. We switched numbers. And then surprisingly, one day I'm in the studio, and he reached out. He said, yo, I want to come see you, man. I want to work on something. Him and his cousin, Mark, the trademark is his cousin. They came down, and I started making music for him, man. And he was just like, I mean, this kid he loves hip hop. You know what I mean? Who am I to say who can love hip hop or not? I had a great time with John Cena, man. Going to these wrestling events and him representing the culture in the wrestling world. And they actually gave me, when he won his first match, his first championship belt, they gave me a plaque with a piece of the ring. You know, it was all kind of blood stains and shit on it. They put it in a plaque. I think I'm like the only person that got one of them, and it's on my wall. And just to be a part of his career at the time was amazing. You know, we did an album. I got a gold record from it, you know, and it was a great experience, you know. And he really loves hip hop though. He's into it heavy. He listens to lyrics, you know. And people always said I never wrote any of his rhymes. He wrote his own rhymes, you know. All I did is, you know, when he went in the booth to Sam, I did what engineers do, you know. I guided him in delivering it. If he could have did it better, I told him, do it again. This time, do it. Don't be afraid. Step to your business. Man, this is the attitude you got to have when you lay that verse. That's what I'm really good at that. Like, I can bring the best out of anybody because it's motivation that you need. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, you need good bars, and you need for somebody to want to motivate you. John had that presence on the mic. His voice was strong. He loved boom bap hip hop. So I mean, and then I brought him to SOBs. He introduced me at my show at SOBs. People was like, "Oh shit, John Cena's in there." You know what I mean? You know, they looking up to the people that look up to me. That shit was cool. I had to beg Lays, and me and Lays go back. Lays is my boy. I had to beg Lays to let them use that. That's how real this motherfucker. He can give a fuck who it was. He was more concerned with how it would affect M.O.P. That's dedication. But he did it. WWE gotta thank me for that. Because Lays did that for me. He cleared that for me. He said, Bumpy, I'm gonna do you a favor, brother, because I love you, you my brother. And he did that for me. John was jumping in freestyle battles and all kind of shit. I was like, yo, more than me. I was like, come on, man. I feel like, damn, I got to go down this road again. Nobody's required to battle for the rest of their life. That's fucking bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You motherfuckers out here to, nah, dog. If that's the case, then Shaquille O'Neal should go back on the Lakers again. Knees and all. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. At some point, you sit down. You don't have to stop making records. But the competitive part of it, you know, sometimes you let them young boys do what they do, man. There's a whole nother game they playing, that whole nother level of that game that they're playing. That's when you got to get into your OG mode and just fall in line and check that shit out. Yeah, I mean, it's good to be wise of it. You know, it's good to have knowledge of what these new artists are doing. I think that's a good thing. It's always good to know, you know, rest in peace to Fred the Godson, who was probably like one of the most incredible. The way he wrote rhymes reminded me of why we write rhymes. You know what I'm saying? You got to say some shit, dog. This motherfucker said some shit every time he said some shit. And that was the way I was like, yo, this kid is, you know, I never posted anything about him passing because I never wanted that to happen. Not that I think anybody would want it to happen, but I just never expected that. I should say I never, because I heard he was getting better. You know what I mean? So it was kind of fucked up, man. When I heard that, I was like, damn, man, his music is going to live forever, though. Because if people want to study how to MC, how to be an MC, like a lyrical MC, he's one of the guys that I would point them in the direction of, yo, dog, go get you some Fred DeGar, some verses, and listen to this motherfucker's ability to write the shit and spit it with so much flavor, so much individuality. You know, he reminded me a lot of, like, when Rakim first came out, like when Busta first came out, there were certain times, there's guys like Sadat X, who when they open their mouth, it's like, you like, you already know what this is. This, you know what this is. You know what I'm saying? Guys like, you know, even like Biz Markie. I put Biz Markie on Pop Duke because I know, you know, I know what I'm getting. I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta, sometimes people be so scared waiting for that verse, like, damn, I hope he says. I never did that with anybody I chose to put on my songs. Because I never did that to anybody. Nobody ever had to worry about if my shit was gonna be fire or if it was gonna be, they knew that. They just didn't know what I was gonna say. You know, but they knew I was gonna lace it. You dig? So when you hear that from Premier, Pete Rock, Showbiz, you know what I'm saying? When you hear that from guys like that, when you hear that from Alchemist, I know Bumpy gonna kill this. You know, that's the shit that reminded me. That's what Fred DeGar remind me of that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of MCs like that. Busta Rhymes reminds me of that. You know what I mean? Lyrical guys that you know, this is gonna be sick. KRS-One reminds you of that. You know what I mean? Tretch reminds you of that. You know what I mean? Trick reminds you of that. You know, there's guys like Royce the 5'9" who reminds you of that. You know, you're going, you know, all of them guys that are focusing on keeping their individuality and bars and producers that focus on giving you shit that fits what you're saying. You know what I mean? That right there becomes everything that you need to know about hip hop. Everything that you need to do when it comes to the culture, loving the culture, identifying yourself as a fucking individuality and not some asshole that's trying to be like whoever's popping right now, you know?